So, I've been asked how to make an airboat. A homemade airboat, you know? So, I'm going to show you exactly how to make one. So, you're going to need styrofoam, because styrofoam, it floats on water the best. You're going to want two of these long sticks you can get at Walmart for a couple cents, for like $1 each. You're going to want 5 of these so you can put them on the bottom so that it helps lift it up off the water. That way water doesn't easily come over the edge and get the motor wet. Then you're going to want one of these to place the motor onto, the system on the back of the boat. Then you're going to want rubber bands, because rubber bands are what you're going to strap the motor onto the boat with. Now you're going to want to use a hot glue gun. You don't have to. What you do is you take one of these, you place it on the edge. On both sides, just to provide extra strength so that the boat, if you hit a big wave, the styrofoam doesn't break in half. Alright, now you're gonna want to take, after you got the 2 long sticks both glued onto the edge of them along the length of it, you're gonna want to take one of these and place it right as close to the middle of the back as possible. Now this right here is for so that you can actually attach sticks going up and attach the motor onto the sticks. All you gotta do is put glue on the bottom of it and then place it down. Now with hot glue, the glue dries really fast. Those of you who've used them, you know that, and they get really hot. Some of them get so hot it can actually melt through a layer or two of skin and it really hurts. So just be careful. But all you gotta do is just take one of these. It doesn't have to be this same shape. You always get one of those round pieces. As long as it's flat and it's a piece of board and it's thin. And it's not heavy. That's all you just gotta glue it on. Next, after you get that board on, you're gonna wanna flip it over, upside down. Now this will be the bottom of the boat. This will be the part that's in the water. It'll be touching contact to contact with the water. You want to take these, place one on each corner. Once you got one on each corner, then you're gonna put one more right in the middle. Now the middle one, you might ask, like, why do you have to have one in the middle when those other ones are already floating, making it float? The middle one helps it stabilize so that it doesn't like bend in the middle going towards the water. Again, adds more support. Now a sphere would work. I'm just using spheres. You can always make like actual skis. Skis probably would work a lot better, but for this tutorial I'm just using half spheres, so that the round bar will still break through the water. And just attach them all on each one on each corner and one right in the middle. Now, next you want to take the wooden dowels. After you put the round half spheres onto the boat, you want to take these wooden dowels. Take the thickest one, cut it in half. But if you have a bigger helicopter or a bigger motor, then you might want to use the whole thing. Depends on the motor you have. But for my size, I just cut it in half. That's all I needed was half of a piece. But you're gonna need 2 pieces. Once you got that half piece, you're gonna glue them right onto that board, right in this closest to the center of the board as possible. You're only gonna want about a 1 inch, inch and a half gap in between the 2 sticks. Any more than that, your landing gear might not fit over them. You want your sticks to be able to fit right in here. Right there, just like that. I'll show you why a little later. Okay, now once you got the thing put on, now all I do is I put popsicle sticks on it, so that they don't like smush together, so they stay solid. After once you got that made, you want to take your helicopter. You want to take rubber bands and you want to strap it on. Now you see how I have it right right in the middle of my sticks. That's how you want it to have, so that way it doesn't twist that easily. Now you're gonna want your blades to just to be able to miss the board. If they're touching you, they won't spin. You won't have an airboat. Now I have about a half inch space between the tip of the blades and the board. That should be enough. Now you don't really need to have this whole thing on it, this back end, because that really doesn't steer it left and right. So if you break this blade on it and on your RC helicopter, and you just say it's like, oh, I don't have a back blade anymore, so it doesn't really fly, so I'm just gonna throw it away. Don't throw it away. Just follow this tutorial and you can make this, because you really don't need the whole back end. All you need is this front part up here, the motor and the big blades. That's all you really need. My motor that I'm using is a $50 Sky Rover RC helicopter that I got at Walmart. Now you can use many different kinds you can use any kind of helicopter, but it's best to have blades on top and bottom, that it provides more thrust. And usually the bigger the motor, the faster your boat will go. Alright, there you go. After you got all of that done, now what I did is I put one more stick on the back here, and I have a little screw in there so I can keep their bands around there, so I don't have to tie anything. And these bands are going right into the landing gear, holding that down. Then I have rubber bands holding the back of it, holding the back right there, going down to here. And as you can see, the blades are still off the ground, but without this, those blades would be touching. So you have to have those bands up there to hold it up. And then, if you don't put more bands on it, put it on the front here, it'll be way too far back. It won't have enough for thrust. So you gotta put some more bands going around the back here, underneath the front of it. All right. So here's your airboat, pretty much. Now you can paint it, you can do all you want with it. But really all you gotta do is just put it on the water and let her go. Good luck. Alright, so now all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit the throttle, and right now there's too much friction underneath, so it ain't gonna move, but there we go. Alright, yep, there it is. Now it'll move a lot better on water, trust me, it will.